Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Alex and welcome to my bee farm tutorial. So, as I said, this is a tutorial, so I will be showing you guys how to make the specific bee farm that you see behind me. And you can see our guys are farming up their flowers back there, and the honeycombs are falling down and they're getting collected, and we'll get into all the mechanics of how this whole thing works. So what I do want to do, however, is very quickly give credit to Exumavoid and credit to Wattles, because some of the concepts in this farm that I've designed actually come from some ideas that they've pointed out in various videos that they've done. So yeah, I just wanted to, give credit to where it's due. So anyways, let me show you guys actually the entire farm, and then we'll get into exactly how it works. Alright everybody, so this is the front of the bee farm right here, and you can see we've got our bees' nests lined up right there. We'll get into how that contraption works in a second. I kind of try to stylize this, but it's not really necessary, so just kind of disregard the fact that I tried to make it look like a beehive. But this is the back of it right here, and this is a way to actually get in. So in the event that your shears eventually run out, you will be able to come back here and actually reload your dispensers. And there's a handy dandy gadget right there, which we'll get into in a minute. And then if we come down here, this is the actual collection system. I'm sure you guys heard the hopper minecart that was going around down here, and this was the specific idea that I got from Wattles to have this, collection system with the hopper minecart rail going on underneath, which makes this like 99% lossless. I don't want to say it's completely lossless, because there's like one tiny spot in this entire farm where some honeycombs will get stuck, but I think with these, hopper rail collection systems, that almost always happens. But there's a lot of honeycombs that I've gotten out of here, out of watching this farm for about 45 minutes. This is quite a bit of honeycomb. So I feel like this is fairly efficient. So there you go. Alrighty, so the way that this works is obviously we have our bees' nests here, and we have a line of dispensers pointing at the beehives, or the bee nests, and we have a line of observers that are looking down at the bee nest. So every time a bee nest is full of honey, the observer sees that, and this redstone that's attached to the observer comes back to the diorite block, powers it, and that sends the power down to the dispenser, which tells the dispenser, oh, I should shear the honeycomb because the observer is telling me to. And that's it. It's that simple. And if you're wondering what this contraption right here with the pistons is, if you come down here, you will see these are campfires. So I have campfires underneath the bees' nests, and the reason why I have that there is because there's two ways to shut this off. So you can shut it off completely by pulling this lever, and that pushes the blocks up against the bee nest so that the bees can't get out at all. That's the idea that I got from Exumavoid. And then you can let the bees get back into their bee nests. Ooh, that bee is not happy. It's like, that bee was very not happy. Like, that's it, I'm done. Or you can partially turn it off by retracting that lever, and that allows the campfire smoke to go up to the bee nests, and the bees kind of calm down. I also have daylight cycle turned off, so as you can see the sun's not moving right there, so the bees are just constantly working, but even so, the smoke actually stops the bees from coming out so frequently. So it's nice for servers, because if you want it to work but not as often, you have this option, or you can just turn it off completely and then you don't have to worry about it at all. So that's basically that. And if you're wondering how this actually works, how this stops the smoke, whenever two solid blocks are directly above a campfire, it actually stops the smoke almost completely. It's not 100%, but almost completely. So retracting this means that only one solid block is covering the campfires and smoke still goes up to the bee nests. So that's basically that. But I'm going to leave that there because I want these guys to keep working. So that's the gist of it. It really is that simple. It's not a difficult farm to build at all, and I'm actually going to show you guys how to build it. And you see right there the honeycomb got sucked down into the floor by the hopper minecart, and as you can see we're almost to a stack. Just, during the time that I was talking, we got quite a bit more, like 6 more honeycombs. So, yeah, it works pretty quick. So anyways, let's get into how we actually build this contraption here. Okay, everybody, so as you know, I have my hopper minecart collection system underground, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to build it on this platform, which is 5 blocks wide and 8 blocks long. And this is just to have it above ground so that you guys can see a little bit easier exactly how this works. So we're going to build the rails and then we'll get the minecart going. So we're going to start here, and then we have to shift click on the hopper right there, and then we're going to keep coming around like this, and then we come to here and we get our corner piece, then we come to here, and when we get to right next to the hopper we need to stop and we need to come around like that. And we will put in powered rails, but they get a little, it's a little difficult to put down the powered rails while you're also putting down these, so we need to do what I'm doing right now first. And you'll see how it all connects up when it's done. So we come around like this, and then we come around like that, and now everything is linked up, and then we can go ahead and put in the powered rails like so. And next, all we have to do is put our hopper minecart right there, give it a little nudge, and it will keep going forever. This thing will never stop. Ever. It will just keep going and going and going. That's the power of the hopper minecarts. There used to be a lot of issues with these just stopping and not doing what they're supposed to a long time ago, but that seems to have been fixed. I haven't ever had a problem with doing one of these again in the game, so I think that kind of issue's been sorted out, so we should not have to worry about that here. But yeah, as you can see here, this will just keep going and going and going. Okay, so the next part's actually a lot more simple than it may seem. And what we need to do for that is let me get rid of all of these guys because we don't actually need any of this anymore except for our grass. So let me put that there and then put all of these guys down in my inventory. So we need to build everything 1 block higher than our hopper minecart collection system. It's such a mouthful to say. Basically, I don't know what the redstone lingo is for this thing, but basically this, redstone craziness we have going on. Anyways, we need to build everything 1 block higher than it, so basically take your block, click on any of the rails, and it's above it. Super simple. So we're going to build 1 line that's 8 blocks long, right along there. Then we're going to take our campfires and place them along right like that. Then we're going to come back here and do this. Now, if you're wondering why this hopper minecart system has to cover such a large area, it's because these honeycombs just fly off into chaotic directions all over the place, and they can be a bit annoying. So we want to be able to catch them all, and this covers a very large radius. And so there you go with that. So the next thing that we have to do is going to come along here like this, and we are going to cover this up with our granite. Now I picked a granite, but you could use any block that you want to use out of the large assortment of blocks that you have here that definitely will not burn. Except for half slabs. Do not use half slabs, but you can use just about any other solid block. So a little bit of smoke still gets through, but not that much, so it's not really anything to worry about. So the next thing that we have to do is we're actually going to take our bees' nests and we're going to place them along like this. And obviously when you're collecting bees' nests, and you can use beehives with this too, it works the exact same. But if you're using bee nests, obviously you should collect them when you know for a fact that there are bees inside of them. Otherwise, there would be no point to doing what I'm doing right now. And there are definitely no bees inside of these. So that's, because see, I break it and it doesn't fall, which means there's no bees inside of them, which means you do need to collect ones with bees. But obviously for this tutorial, we're not going to worry about that. Alrighty guys, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to come back here, and we need to build 2 up, get rid of this block because we don't need it to be there, and then build across like this. And then we need to get our sticky pistons, and we need to come along like this and place them so that they are facing directly at you. And then we need to take our redstone and we need to create a line right here so that we power all of these blocks. Then place our lever. When we retract the lever, it grabs all these guys and pulls them back. The beauty of sticky pistons. So there we go. So off and on. And the next thing that we need to do after that, which could potentially be a little tricky, but we should be able to work this out. It shouldn't be hard. We're just going to build some support blocks right here. Take dispensers and click very carefully so that they are facing the right way. No. Stop it. Hey! We're trying to do a tutorial. It's supposed to be effective and smooth and easy and not complicated at all for everyone's benefit. There we go. Okay. So these blocks right here, we don't need them anymore, so we can get rid of these. And next we come with the observers, and the observers are super easy because you're just facing down in the block, you click on each of them, and we make a big line like that. Then we could come across with the granite again, go like this, make another big line. I used diorite over there, but it doesn't really matter which block you use. And we're going to cover everybody here with redstone, like so. And this powers itself. You don't need to put any kind of levers or anything on this, because when the observer sees that the bee nest is full of honey, it will power this block. When this block is powered, it tells this dispenser to shear the honeycombs, and there you go. Alternatively, you could also fill this with bottles and it will collect the honey. And you can put 64 bottles in this one slot here, and then these other 8 slots will fill up with honey. The only difference is that, they fill up and, the honey bottles do drop, but they can kind of get stuck, so that's something to keep in mind. So this is more of a honeycomb farm than a honey bottle farm, but still, with this door that I built over here, you would be able to run into here and actually collect things. So it's relatively effective, but not perfect, but that's okay. So let's get rid of all of these blocks right here because we don't need them. Then we could come along with whatever, 1 block high flower that we'd like to incorporate. So the last thing that we need to do is make a way to turn this off completely. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to build up some blocks right here. So we're going to start here, and we're going to build up, and we're going to build up like that. And then we're going to come and do another line right here like this, so that we can place our pistons in the correct orientation. Then we're going to just put the glass right there like that. These support blocks we do not need anymore, so we can get rid of them completely. Then we come back here and we do essentially the same thing as we did with this over here. Go like that. And then we go like that. And now it is off. And technically, you could leave this as is, and you don't really have to do anything else with it. Just know that if you don't turn this off, the bees will eventually fly off, and if you want the bees to stay with you forever, then you should definitely encase it as I have done here. But that's really it. That's the whole farm. It's that simple. Alrighty guys, so there you go. That's the entire farm right there, and I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you did, then feel free to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more, and if you're interested in more different kinds of mob farms, feel free to leave a comment down below saying what types of farms you're interested in, and I will consider trying to design something for them. So anyways, thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you guys next time.